Hello and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. This video, we're going to talk about the latest news update, and that is the fact that, according to reports, R. Kelly was attacked in jail. And the narrative being pushed thus far is he was attacked as a result of protestors. See, this right here is the prime example that I'm going to use. I go back and forth with people that know me, and they wonder why I became such an avid supporter of R. Kelly. Some people felt like I should have continued to stay unbiased. But the thing is, when you sit back and you witness things like this being portrayed in the media, how can you stay unbiased when you see so much bias being portrayed? It was clear when the reports first came out, something wasn't right. And it's very clear that they're trying to send a message with these new reports.
No, 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 no. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Do not say anything to me. Joy is in jail for assault. So I feel so sorry for the both of you. Don't say anything other to me. I feel bad for you. No, yes, you do. You do. You do. You do. You knew I was coming up here to get Joy, and you lied to her. You lied to her. Yep. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. I am so sorry for you. Oh, it's fair. It's done. It's done. Fair. It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry. I really do.
Why would she say that? Why would she say you might not even make it to trial? Why wouldn't he? Ask yourself.
And you lied to me, and you used me, and you played me. Yes, you did, Bear. Yes, you did, Bear. Bye.
Kelly was attacked behind bars. The singer's lawyer says Kelly was targeted by a fellow inmate at the Metropolitan Correctional Center in downtown Chicago. Attorney Steve Greenberg tells us he is not sure how badly Kelly was hurt and that Kelly has not called him. The R&B star is in federal lockup awaiting multiple trials on dozens of sex crimes charges.
Today, which TMZ broke the story of Mr. Rob Sylvester getting attacked in jail. Now, see how people do certain things, they will get attacked if they don't do what's right by God's eyesight. So we have to understand, we have to be obedient. Now, a couple of days ago, if you seen my live, I came on here and I stated that, the best important thing for people to do at this time until his trial comes is be quiet. I stated this a couple of days ago. I said the guys, they can go and say what they want to say and do it, and even about the bloggers, I told them need to be quiet. The next important thing I told them is that if you keep on marching, and it's your will to do so, if you want to march around downtown at the courthouse, that's your will and that's your rights, but you need to keep quiet. Now, anybody knows this, I said this a couple of days ago. Two things you don't do in a federal prison or in jail or whatsoever is to do what people are doing and marching around a jail. When other inmates are locked down and they have these problems, they already stressed out because they're in jail as it is. But when someone else comes along and stress them out even more, and I'm talking about the enablers, We have a lot of enablers, the ones that who are called themselves R. Kelly's fans or supporters. They are enablers. They're enabling him to do what he's doing, and instead of telling him the truth, that he's wrong for what he did to the little girls and what he did to the young ladies and women. It's wrong. And that's the most important thing. When you admit that you was wrong, then you can.
Inmates came in and started kicking him in his head while he was asleep. The guards quickly came in and removed that other inmate. Robert sustained some injuries to his head. His head is swollen, his temple is swollen, and he's in a great deal of pain.
Do we have any idea why it happened? I mean, historically, from my experience, celebrities, when they're inside, people like to get to know them because they're celebrities, right? What happened here?
Indeed. Well, what happened was, from what I understand from Robert, this gentleman, he had made a report against this person before, this inmate, who had made some threats or used bad verbiage towards him over the last few weeks. He made a report against them, and there seemed to be a demonstration outside the MCC this weekend, which caused the facility to go on lockdown. And this inmate was just very upset that whatever rights or privileges he had during regular jail time, he did not have anymore during the lockdown, and took it out on Robert.
And when you say demonstration, what was the nature of the demonstration? Was it related to R. Kelly?
So, yeah, they've been demonstrating.
And when you say demonstration, what was the nature of the demonstration? Was it related to R. Kelly?
So they've been demonstrating. Yeah, they've been demonstrating. This is outside of my office. My office is across the street from the jail. They've been demonstrating weekly, sometimes a couple of times a week, because they recognize that what's going on here is tragic and unfair, that he's being denied any due process. He's been locked up. They can't give him a trial date. He's being held when he shouldn't be held. And there are people out there who no matter what the charges are, they recognize that in this country, this is just not what we should be doing. This is not the American way, and it's wrong. So they've been protesting. And the institution has been taking measures, unnecessary measures. They've been basically punishing everyone in the facility because people are doing what's right. They're protesting for what's right.
And so just so it's clear here, Steve, the protesters are in favor of R. Kelly. These aren't people who are saying, lock R. Kelly up. These are people saying, let R. Kelly out.
Right. If there were people saying, lock R. Kelly up, my guess is that the institution would be going out there and giving them bottled water and encouraging them. These are people in support of R. Kelly, but they are not dangerous. They are peaceful. They march, they chant, they wave. They do absolutely nothing violent. It's not like what we've seen on the media recently as far as protests. There's no reason the place should get locked down. They take unnecessary measures. Then guys, they're already on restricted things because of COVID. So people are missing showers. People are missing commissary. People are missing phone calls. And they're getting frustrated. They're getting mad at Robert. Robert's not doing anything wrong. Robert's a perfect inmate.
So, Douglas, at this point, is R. Kelly in a safer place tonight?
He's at the MCC in Chicago. He's what's called the SHU, which is a special housing unit. So it's their solitary confinement, and he's under protection there. But down the hall in the same unit is the other inmate who committed this act against him. And I understand from Robert that he continues to be verbal even down the hall. So I understand the situation is tough there, but it just seems that he should be let out of jail, like Steve said, so that we can get access to him and we can prep for a trial. Having him held there is doing no justice to anyone.
So, Steve, you guys, and we've had you on before talking about this issue, trying to get him out prior to his trial. Does this give you more ammunition? Are you going to go and make another application to get him released?
Well, we shouldn't need more ammunition, but the issue is before the Second Circuit Court of Appeals next week. We were already planning on applying to the judge here in Chicago for release. The fact is, and I've told you this before, Vinny, there's absolutely no reason to keep this man locked up. You cannot give him a trial. He is locked up indefinitely. They told us when we had status hearings the last couple of weeks. We don't know when we can give you a trial. Frankly, that's not our problem. That's the government's problem. If they need to go rent out the United Center where the Bulls play to socially distance the trial, then they should do that. The man's entitled to a trial. He shouldn't be locked up indefinitely. We don't do that. It's un-American.
Douglas, are you still concerned for R. Kelly's safety tonight?
Of course, we all are. Absolutely. He's in a place where he shouldn't be pending his trial, and with people who can react to anything, just as simple as an outside demonstration that has nothing to do with him, that he didn't call for, and he gets attacked by it while he's sleeping, in the most cowardice way, while he's sleeping.
All right, Douglas Anton, Steve Greenberg, part of the defense team for singer and R&B superstar R. Kelly. Appreciate you guys giving us the insight tonight, and we'll continue to follow up on this story, obviously. Another one of the big trials that we're tracking here at Court TV.
Now, as I continue to listen, it becomes obvious that, of course, a particular narrative has been spun. And of course, it's always going to be surrounding important dates around his court appearances. That should not be a surprise by now. My thing is this. This is just another reason as to why he should be granted a bond so that he could fight his case. Allow me to take you back to what I said exactly 1 year ago. Because from the beginning, I have felt that these people pulling these strings really don't want this trial to proceed. You see, if they don't have the evidence to guarantee this conviction as they want the public to believe, that's going to be a problem, right? And of course, if something tragic were to happen to R. Kelly before this trial ended, of course that would dismiss the case. And all these all these accusers would be able to collect these default judgments against his assets. Let's look at what I said last year. Things that just made me feel some type of way. And it made me come to this conclusion. I believe that certain individuals want R. Kelly to commit suicide. And or if R. Kelly ends up dead and they say it's a suicide, I'm gonna look at it funny. This is why. But first, let's just play this.
33, I need you off the seat. And I also need a supervisor, I guess, for threatening suicide, Trump Tower, 401 North and Wabash, 401 North Wabash. A call is coming in from the National Traffic Hotline. We had an anonymous call from a says that Brazil, clearly, and 4 of the women who are victims of R. Kelly are planning to carry out a suicide pact in one of the condos at Trump Tower. The caller didn't specify when or how this would transpire, didn't give an address or condo unit. That's all I have for you, 1833. 123. Stand by for 1 second, 123, unless you have an emergency.
So, apparently, somebody from out of state called 911 and said that R. Kelly and his 4 girlfriends are threatening suicide. Now, they already put out in the atmosphere he has a little cult. I find it odd that R. Kelly had apparently 6 girlfriends, but they've only focused on Azriel, Jocelyn, and the one Dominique who just left. So why is nobody speaking up for the other 3? Who are the other 3? So apparently the police then raided R. Kelly's Trump Tower condo just to find it was all a prank.
Alright. 1830, I have you going with 32. It's coming your way. 1850, I have 1833 responded to Trump.
Stop! This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I can't help 30 years. I'm a real.
Robert.
30 years. I'm a real. Y'all trying to kill me. You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
Now, because of conflicting reports, it's hard to say what really happened. One minute they say they hadn't had any contact, and then they speak to the effect of things that he said. In this particular report that I just read, coming from the Billboard, Doug Anton says he was told that the Chicago prison had gone into lockdown because of the protesters, but he wasn't able to confirm that as being accurate. But as we saw on the Court TV interview, he said that may have been a factor. But either way it go, he says in this article that he spoke to him and he is not okay. He is not doing well. So this is even more reason as to why he needs to be released, because they cannot protect him in this facility. And I would agree with that, considering that anybody with common sense knows that in a jail facility, it really doesn't take much of anything to provoke someone to attack another individual, considering these inmates are being treated like animals, being fed dog food, being told what to do, when to do, how to do it, being treated less than a common dog. So to be honest, there's really many reasons that could have led to this incident. And it's not even far-fetched to believe that someone could have put someone up to attacking R. Kelly, considering it's well known that they have these burner phones in jail facilities. With that being said, that is all the more reason why we must stay vigilant and keep pushing the facts. Because at the end of the day, they have gotten by all these years pushing nonsense. But at the end of the day, we're going to debunk the lies. And we're going to call out all the bullshit one by one. So stay tuned. And oh, don't forget, I will be interviewing Asante McGee's husband tomorrow. If you don't realize how this is going to play into effect, Asante is the person who reached out to the Savages, who got this little ball rolling when it comes to their part. So I believe that her husband will give a different insight and would also give some of these haters a little bit more information about this person that they want to support. Since now the supporters are being painted as enablers, let's talk about some of these so-called accusers who are portraying this accuser role, because in actuality they were nothing but a worker bee. Oh yeah, stay tuned. Shout out to everybody contributing to the Cash App, Prima Donna, ENT. I appreciate you all. Make sure we keep sharing this content. We got all these people on these platforms. Share, share, share. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and stay tuned, because it's about to get interesting. History of allegations. If you took the second to research this history of abuse that these agitators like to talk about, you will begin to realize some interesting facts. Like, for example, to start it off, you can tell that this is a clear case of extortion. And if you look at the beginning, which would be Aaliyah, and look at the circumstances surrounding this alleged marriage, you will begin to question the very existence of this alleged marriage. If this alleged marriage took place, why was it necessary to produce false documents? And even more so, why is it acceptable to have the person who claims responsibility in allegedly bribing the people to get this action done? Why isn't this person being charged? Why is this person being given the platform to tell you about this illegal action? Anybody with eyes can see the clear deception and see the difference between this alleged certificate of marriage and a real marriage certificate. With that being said, from the beginning, this alleged marriage has been used as the clutch to always go with the narrative that R. Kelly likes underage, despite the fact that just as quick as you can say, why is this little girl singing about age ain't nothing but a number, why was she at 16 singing about if your girl only knew, and go down her whole playlist then? Go down any teenage pop star at that time's playlist and just think about the things that they were insinuating and the things they sung about. Yet, does that confirm that something funny was going on between that artist and whoever they were working with? What are the odds that the person sitting here telling y'all about this story of getting an underage girl married illegally is also manager to another alleged victim who comes out and who was more than likely possibly in a relationship with him, considering she's come out talking about this baby that wasn't R. Kelly's? You would be absolutely delusional to think that these people do not know each other and could not have come together to conspire this grand plot against this person. What are the odds that the man managing this person is also the uncle to an alleged victim and continues working with this man 5 years after the fact, meanwhile possibly doing a lot of shady business in the background? What are the odds that a friend of a friend couldn't get mad because their career didn't go as they expected? So they, just like others, went along with this plan to get money out of this celebrity. Considering the fact that this said person was a key witness in this case against R. Kelly in 2002 and was very all over the place with her testimony, it's safe to say that she's not going to be a credible witness in this case.
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave out 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want to believe it.
At this point, we briefly paused the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling. Okay,
This is not, doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? Their mothers and fathers told me, we're going to destroy your career.
But Kelly's emotions remained raw.
It's real girls out there missing. It's real young girls out there being abducted, being raped, okay? They really are on chains. They really do have chains on their wrists, and they can't get out. Robert, and they're ending up buried in deep.
Robert, we have to have a conversation. Really, I don't want you just ranting at the camera.
I came here for them to hear me talk. But I need help.
What kind of help?
This is the kind of help I need.
Yes, what kind of help?
I need somebody to help me not have a big heart, because my heart is so big. People betray me, and I keep forgiving them.
You sound like you're playing the victim here. You sound like R. Kelly, you do. When I listen to you, it does sound like you're playing the victim
I'm just telling the truth. And the reason I'm emotional,
but Robert,
and I apologize for that, is because this is the first time I was able to say something. Yeah. I've said nothing.
Especially when you consider how many times the song and banana have been referenced in pop culture. I'd say there are a few out there that could top it in terms of recognizability. Oh, and speaking of pop culture references, I can't believe I'm just now realizing this, but holy shit, the mandatory dance from World of Warcraft is the peanut butter jelly time dance. I'm just now figuring this out. In conclusion, while what happened to the vocalist was indeed tragic, I think a lesser talked about
It's clear it was a rush to judgment in this case.